Hey, what's up? In Louisiana, Baton Rouge, home of the Fighting Tigers. Love it. Got some good oysters last night. Charred, charred grilled oysters from Drago's. Got to see my son. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? I was just sharing that it was so nice that I got to see my son last night. And hey, Jenny, how you doing? Hey, Janice, all my peeps are in the house. Hey, Jerry Wald, what's up, Jerry? I'm stuck in a hotel, but I'm leaving soon. Embassy Suites. Not much to look at, but I am really excited that because I got to see my son and have a nice evening with him. And I made Jenny mad because I had oysters, charred grilled oysters from Drago's. It was so good. I have to be honest with you, we ate 8 dozen. Between 3 of us, 8 dozen oysters, so good, and the best in the world. Hey, salute. So today, I wanted to reflect, rejoice, and remember the probably, undoubtedly, the most amazing person I was blessed to know. That's my mom. Hey, Paul. And my mom was so much a wise person. And so I want to share 5 lessons that I learned from her along the way. Hey, Mark. And anytime I talk about my mom, it's a little bit emotional, but I had such a great relationship with my mom. And she was my rock. I would have never gotten through this without her. She just encouraged me so much. So let me share a few lessons I learned from my mom. Hey, Joy. My mom was intentional in everything she did. From the moment she got up until she went to bed. Hey, Sue. Hey, Joy. Hey, Mark. And my mom was so present in her intention, so present. She made you feel like you were the only person that mattered. She had a gift, a real gift of making you feel welcome. And anybody that ever met my mom commented on that. She just had a way about her that she would welcome you to the house. And it was like being a part of a movie, well scripted and so intentional that you couldn't believe this was happening. My mom was just kind and loving and operated with so much grace. And she was a humble person, but she had the best attitude ever. So I'm going to share with you a story. Hey, Jeff, how's your battle with cancer going, buddy? Tell me everything's good. Keep up with you all the time, and I pray for you all the time. Hey, Carla, I hated to do that when I shared that food. and oysters, so good. But listen, hey, Nat, how's it going? So my mom had a great attitude. So I'm going to share a story. Years ago, when I was thinking about launching my career, I called my dad and I said, Dad, I'm going to launch a speaking career. And he said, boy, you ought to go back to school and finish your degree. You're too young. You don't have enough experience. Just go to work, get your degree, maybe accounting or something like that, and you can launch a nice career. I said, Dad, that's not what I want to do. So he handed the phone to my mom, and my mom said, what you going to do now, baby? I said, Mom, I'm going to launch a speaking career. And she said, how does that work? I said, well, I go out and sell tickets, and if I'm good enough, they will come hear me talk. She said, boy, you never shut up. You're going to be rich. The difference in my mom's attitude about my speaking endeavor was just so encouraging. And I'm telling you, my mom was a great encourager of me, my family, and she just had a way about being loving and kind that just bathed you in her spirit. It was so good. So my mom taught me to compete. My mom taught me to compete, to do your best and finish what you start always, but do your best. Do your best. If you want to do anything, do your best. And I can remember that I wanted to do something that I've never done before, and took a little job as a 15-year-old in a TV repair shop. And I got home the first day, and she said, how did it go? I said, well, I don't rightly know because the boss didn't say anything to me and just left me to my own device. And she says, son, could you have done more? Could you have done more? Hey, Lynette, great show yesterday. Great show. Hey, Brandy, I'm telling you, great show, Lynette and Jerry. All the best to you. I love your story. But my mom taught me, did you do all you could do? Or you could have done more, right? So go back to work the next day and do more. Be competitive with your own willpower. Just be competing with your own will, and that will be enough. And all the time, my mom said, remember, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. From a very early age, the little engine that could. I think I can, I think I can. And hey, Heidi, hey, Naomi, you know, my mom was an amazing storyteller, the best in the world. I could sit and listen to her tell stories for hours and hours and hours. And she used so many descriptive terms that just kept you on the edge of your seat. And I know her stories motivated me so much. I would have never been a speaker had it not been for my mom. She taught me to tell good stories, great stories, great stories. And she taught me to think about what I wanted to say, to not use notes, to teach from my heart and my head. And it just was apparent that I was raised by this woman, Shirley Juanita Campbell Cummings, that was just a gift. And every time I was in her presence, every time I was in her presence, I learned something. Who can say that? Every time I learned something, because my mom was always teaching. So that brings me to music, art, cooking. My mom taught me to appreciate everything that was culture related. She taught me how to cook. And I am a good cook, promise you. She taught me how to drop seasoning from the top of the pot so it gave the love times to spread out. So blessed. And she taught me everything I love about music. We listened to music so much together. And hey, Sue, my aunt, how you doing? I know you miss Mom too. And she was quite something. She taught me to love art. She taught me to be creative. I love creation. I love painting. I love cooking. I love taking something that's one thing and turn it into something else. My mom taught me that. Hey, Bo. And I'm going to tell you one thing that was really important. I can remember when I had a setback, and I called her and we were talking about what was going on. And she said, "Have you listened to some music today?" And I said, "Mom, I don't think so. Why don't you do it? Why don't you put on one of your favorite tracks and listen? It will take you away. Imagination is more powerful than reality." And she stayed on the phone till I turned some music on. And then she told me a funny story. She was the best joke teller ever. My mom could tell a joke so good. And all my kids love to listen to my mom tell stories, tell jokes. We were blessed to visit with her. So that brings me to another point. She always taught me to have a good sense of humor. I was always laughing with my mom. She just had so much optimism, so much. Hey, Laura, how you doing? How's Michelle doing? Tell her I said hi, and Michelle Clements, when I think of her, I think of determination. Yeah, my mom would have loved Michelle too. But let me get back to the point. She was so optimistic that she believed anything that went wrong, it would get better. She just had that belief things were going to get better. And she laughed and had a sense of humor even in the midst of a crisis. She just had a way about her. And she would look me in the face and say, "This too shall pass. You're going to get through it. This too shall pass. This too shall pass." When I had my stroke, it was my mom that wrote me this letter. Look at this guy, Tom Broussard. He had a stroke. He had aphasia. He's talking. And that little glimpse of progress is all I needed to believe that I could talk again. And she would call me when I couldn't talk, 1111, and she would tell me funny stories, and I would laugh my butt off. I could laugh, but I couldn't say much. And the first call I really made was to my mom to tell her, "I love you, Mother." You know? And it was so incredible to say that again. And she started crying and said, "Baby, I didn't think I would ever hear those words again, but I'm so proud of you." That's another thing that my mom shared with me, is being proud of your kids. I'm proud of my kids. And she taught me how to take pride in my kids. And I love my kids so much. So in closing, because I've got to go, hey, Bill, I'm telling you, I was so fortunate. You don't get to pick your parents, but man, with George and Shirley, I knocked it out of the park, was so blessed. I'm going to talk about my dad tomorrow, and I can't wait. But I've got to make about a 4-hour drive, and I just wanted to do this because I'm going to say goodbye to my mom and dad's place. They left it to me, and I remodeled it, and COVID set that back, so I'm going to spend 5 days there and sit on the porch. Sit in the kitchen, think about cooking meals for my mom, think about all the stories we shared, walk around the yard, sit out by my favorite place to visit with my mom in the yard and my dad, and just going to reflect, remember, and rejoice. But I wanted you to know, if you like this content, please share this content. Please send up hearts, because it's my mom. It's my mom. I wouldn't be doing this without my mom. My mom taught me to live out loud. My mom taught me to have a good attitude, an optimistic attitude. My mom taught me to be competitively angry and never get up. Do your best. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. My mom taught me to master stories and quotes. My mom taught me to never, ever surrender. And my mom taught me to be creative, to love music, to love art, to love culture, to love painting, and to master anything I wanted to accomplish, to master that art, because to do your best is everything. My mom taught me a sense of humor goes a long way, a long way. Hey, Natalia, a long way. So humor leads to laughter. Laughter leads to optimism. Optimism leads to enthusiasm. Enthusiasm leads to excitement. Excitement leads to energy. It leads you to have gratitude every day of your life. And my mom always said, look at this way. Look at life through childlike eyes. Go out and play with life. Have a good day. Share this content. It's for my mom. It will mean a lot to me. Very, very heartfelt. So I'm going to take off now and hey, good luck, Carolyn. I hope you're well and hope your appointment goes well today. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Naomi and Janice and Jenny and Bo and Jerry and Salute. And yeah, so good. So have a good day. Have a blessed day. I'm going to be safe. Look, I've gotten my Louisiana kit. Watch. You have to be careful in Louisiana. Okay, I've got to go. Bye.